Hello, hello, friends. It's Raquel from Infinite Succulent here with your new moon update for the Libra new moon with partial solar eclipse on October 14th. Okay, so let's get into it because we're going to talk about the Libra new moon and we're also going to talk a little bit about eclipse energy because we are now in eclipse season. So let's talk a little bit about Libra first. The theme that I identified for this new moon in Libra on October 14th is trust in sacred reciprocity. And that word trust is big because I feel as though trust is both a big theme and focus for this Libra new moon, but especially with the eclipse energy that we are currently in, trust is always the name of the game when it comes to eclipse season. So with Libra, we're talking about a cardinal air sign. Air is our thoughts, it's our mental state, it's our mental beliefs, it's our mindset. And the cardinal energy is very much an instigating, beginning kind of energy. Libra, which is represented by the scales in the zodiac, is all about balance. It's all about fairness and equity and diplomacy and morality. And Libra, you don't, it's funny because one of my eldest daughter is a Libra and she is such a Libra. Like she's not the one who I have to worry about, following the rules. My little one, who's a Scorpio, that's a different story. But my Libra just has this kind of internal morality check where she just wants to follow rules. She wants rules. I'm a Cancer. I don't like rules. And my Scorpio daughter doesn't like rules either, but my Libra daughter loves them. It makes her feel safe and secure and like she knows what's expected of her. Libra is so compassionate and Libra is very focused on relationships. Libra is governed by the planet Venus, so relationships, beauty, love, art, these are all big themes that are important to Libra, as well as being governed by the planet Venus. On the shadow side with Libra, there can lead to a little bit of like analysis paralysis with all that air energy. And also with Libras, sometimes because they are always so focused on things being fair, sometimes they don't know how to discern between like their desires and someone else's desires because they both seem equally important to the Libra. And so Libra energy can often focus or lead into kind of this people-pleasing tendency because of that desire for fairness and equity. So, what was one of the things that was really coming forward for this particular new moon is really around relationships in particular. As we're in this eclipse season, and as we're in Libra season, there's a big focus on a relationship. And this isn't new to us. We have been feeling this kind of spotlight on relationships for a while. Since like mid-July, when Venus went retrograde, we were really brought into this place of taking a look at our relationships and maybe even having some activating circumstances happening around certain relationships where some relationships had to end while other ones really wanted to be more cultivated. We're still working within this theme of relationships. And right now, with the eclipse season, with the lunar nodes shifting as they did back in July, we're moving into an eclipse axis that's going to be Libra and Aries, which is really that difference between like me and we. Libra is all about us, all about community, all about relating to others, where Aries is really all about self and relationship to self. So as we're in this eclipse season for the next 18 months, we have one more eclipse. In fact, this new moon eclipse is in Libra, and then we have a full moon eclipse in Taurus. And then after this next full moon eclipse, we're not going to have any more eclipses in Taurus or Scorpio, and the following eclipses will all be in Libra and Aries. So we're really going to have this theme of relationships moving with us for the next year plus. And it's a good thing because we're being asked to really hone in on relationships that offer what I like to call sacred reciprocity, which is a beautiful combination of both giving and taking and finding that balance in reciprocity within our relationships. Libra, the scales, all about balance. So perhaps right now in life, we're really in certain circumstances where we're kind of being forced to look at some relationships and notice, is this relationship taking from me, or is it giving to me in return? Are these relationships supportive? Am I giving as much as I'm getting? Or is this a relationship where all I'm doing is taking, or all I'm doing is giving? either one of those situations is going to be out of balance for you and for the other person within that relationship, right? So we're really being kind of tasked to look closely at these relationships and to find those relationships and really cultivate those relationships that really have this beautiful amount of sacred reciprocity, this give and take that's with them. Another thing that's really interesting about this particular new moon in Libra is I got a kind of like specific message intuitively from the moon. Yes, around relationships and about the reciprocity and making sure you're really investing in those relationships that equally give to you as much as they take from you, right? But also, there was this beautiful message around learning from the young. When I felt in intuitively to this particular new moon, I got this message around listen and learn from the young, listen and learn from the youth. And I think we're seeing this around the globe. I mean, think about all the youth-led social movements that are really making impacts right now. One of the ones that comes to top of my mind is climate change, the movement around climate change and environmental destruction, and how much the younger generations are really taking the lead on this particular issue, which is so inspiring, so incredibly inspiring. So there is this kind of focus that we're having right now where it feels like a lot of our leadership around the world is of a certain age, often of a certain gender, and often of a certain race as well. Not always, but this has been the case for many thousands of years. And we're really being tasked to learn more from these younger generations. I got this kind of claircognizant knowing that these younger generations are coming in with this energy of solution. They're coming in with this energy of connection, interconnection, and collaboration. And they don't want to be stuck in the problems anymore. They want to move towards solutions. And it's time for us. I don't really consider myself an older generation. I'm kind of right in the middle, but but it's time for some of us who kind of, especially it's time for leadership, like the ones who are in leadership, to really learn and listen to the youth. And I do think we're going to see this being a big theme moving forward for the next year and a half as well. Okay, I want to talk briefly about eclipse energy, and then I have to run off to a meeting. So let's talk a little bit about eclipse energy because we're in eclipse season. It happens twice a year, and every time everyone's like, what's happening? Eclipse. Okay, here's the thing to really note about eclipse energy. This is not the time where you want to try and force things to happen. This is not the time when you're trying to really manifest and control and create everything you want in your life. Eclipse season is a time for us to kind of take a nice exhale, throw our hands up, and just ride that roller coaster. I like to think of it as like we're typically driving our own car, and during eclipse season, we're going to ride shotgun and we're going to let the universe drive the car for a little bit. So, trust was a big theme that came forward with this Libra new moon, and trust is a huge theme that we always are leaning into when it comes to eclipse season. So, sometimes chaotic things happen during eclipses, sometimes big transformational changes come through, and it can feel very disconcerting and very kind of activating in the moment. But one thing that really helps for us to note is during eclipse season, the universe is making moves in order to get us to a higher place for all, a happier, more aligned place for all. So if we can actually loosen our grip a little bit, let go of control, and let ourselves ride the waves that are eclipse season, which will be about a month, a little more than a month, and just go with the flow as much as we possibly can, we're going to not waste a lot of our own energy on resistance. And we'll better have this energy for what eclipse season wants us to have it for, which is inner reflection and inner epiphanies. Eclipse seasons are beautiful times to have more stillness, to listen a little deeper, because inner realizations and inner epiphanies come very quickly during eclipse season. So obviously you are your own leader in your life. You get to choose to do whatever works for you. My personal belief is during eclipse season, I do not manifest with moon magic. I am not doing moon rituals. I am not making moon water. I am not consciously manifesting or trying to control outcomes in my life at all during eclipse season. During eclipse season, I take more of a witnesser approach. I watch, I listen, I flow, I respond. Hey, listen, I'm human. I react too. It happens. We all react, but I really try to come more from a place of responding. So, during eclipse season, trust the changes that are happening for you. In fact, if big changes are happening, try and get a little excited because it means the universe is moving things in alignment for you, which is a beautiful place to be. If you are trying to make some things happen in your life, maybe give yourself a little bit of a vacation until we get into November. Just take a little break and let the universe kind of move things around so that when you're ready to come back with heightened energy again after eclipse season, things are kind of set up for you in a better way. So trust, trust, trust. All right. If you want more information about this new moon in Libra or about eclipse season, if you're looking for journal prompts to work with these energies, please, please, please check out my moon blog. You can find it listed below on my website, infinitesucculent.com. If you like this kind of content, please make sure you subscribe, like, save, and share all the things. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you guys again soon as we talk about the full moon eclipse in Taurus in 2 weeks' time. All right, friends. Bye. See you next time.